Yo, what's up YouTube? It's your boy Damontae bringing you a banger. Don't forget to follow on my Twitch, please. This is where we have daily content. So, welcome back to the next video here. I know it's been a minute since we've reacted to the Dev Diaries. This one is the game launch, by the way. So let's go ahead and check this one out. Not really sure what's to expect here. The game has launched already, let's point that out. The game has launched, but the content that's inside the game is essentially the same as it is inside these Dev Diaries. So it covers everything the same. Let's see what they've got here.
Dear Heisters, we are so close to the end of our developer diary journey now. The release of Payday 3 is just around the corner and you will soon be able to dive in.
I kind of feel like this background is fake as shit. Just from the look of it. It just looks really, really fake.
To the full experience yourselves. But before we part ways, we have one more episode filled to the brim with information you don't want to miss.
Why does Almir look like he's being held hostage here?
In this final episode, we'll go over some of the topics and
he looks like he's not slept in years. Look at his eyes. Oh my god.
fit into the other episodes.
So much
Talk
bags.
about hopes and dreams and things we envision for Payday 3's future.
I hope he's okay, man. So this is the launch once again.
The biggest thing for me when I compare Payday 2 to Payday 3
Okay.
is that already from the get-go with Payday 3, we have a very clear idea regarding the tonality of the game.
So what he might mean by that is they were going more of the serious approach at first, and then they'll kind of ease into the goofy shit, which, once again, that's not really the play here. It's what Payday 2 had, and it's pretty much what killed Payday 2 with the community as well.
We're coming more back to our roots.
Okay.
Closer to the Payday the Heist.
Yep. The Payday the Heist was a little more serious. It felt like you were in a movie while playing that game. I can't say the same for Payday 3 though, but they were trying to go for that feel. It's interesting.
Vibe and tonality.
Okay.
And I think that's what Payday 3 does really well, that it grounds us in the Payday universe.
Okay.
From the perfect tone, from the perfect setting.
So I'm not really sure what he's referring to the perfect tone, perfect setting. Payday 2 didn't have a perfect tone, perfect setting, obviously, but basically what he's saying here is that Payday 2's gameplay is different than Payday 3's, obviously. Payday 3's is more geared towards like Payday the Heist, but in reality, the player base was playing Payday 2, so why create a game that's not like Payday 2? You know, like that's the thing here. Mind explosion.
What am I particularly excited about for the future? First and foremost,
You barely hear the guy.
of New York and realizing that further. New York is such an iconic place. It has so many different facets. There's so many different ways that you can bring the city to life. And then when we think about putting the iconic Payday gang and the chaos that they can cause, the urban mayhem that they can cause, and putting that into New York, that's something I'm excited about. When I see the future of the franchise over, let's just talk about the first year of service. I really see us realizing that location in a very strong and in a much deeper way. So that's something I'm incredibly looking forward to.
So, not 100% certain I understood what he said, but something about the first year they're not really worried about? Is that what they just said? Maybe I need to rewind that and re-listen? Kind of a lot to break down there with that sentence. Holy shit, let me break that back.
The chaos that they can cause, the urban mayhem that they can cause, and putting that into New York, that's something I'm excited.
Okay, so once again, talking about the New York stuff. Yes, it is a nice place to put the Payday gang there because there was a couple missions that took place there in Payday 2, which were decent. You know, Brooklyn 1010, Brooklyn Bank, First World Bank. I can't really remember the other ones. There might be one more. But you guys get the point. Like, we've been here before, so it's nice that they brought us back to a familiar place, but there's no familiarity here yet. Like, you've not had a reference to Brooklyn Bank, you've not had a reference to Brooklyn 1010, there's no reference to First World Bank, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's no references yet, so I'd like to see some of that maybe. But let's go into the next sentence.
The franchise over, let's just talk about the first year of service.
Okay, so
I really see us realizing that location in a very strong and in a much deeper way.
So they're more looking forward to their next coming years, not this
So
current
that's what
year.
I'm incredibly looking forward to.
So they're, once again, they're just looking forward to that, and they're not really caring about their first year, I guess.
In the beginning, we also struggled that we did too clean New York.
And
Too
one
clean.
of the things is the garbage.
What's that mean?
The way they pick up the garbage in New York, they still pile trash bags on the curb.
Okay.
That was one of the things that was hugely forgiven because you can make combat covers out of trash bags, and since they're placed anywhere.
But why would that make sense?
Place them anywhere you want, and we can just design the combat spaces with. Well, we need something here to cover the player, so yeah, put trash bags. It's fine.
But why would that make any sense? Holy shit! Why are they trying to defend that? Here, let's put trash bags here with armored plates inside them so that the Payday gang can hide behind them. Like, that doesn't make sense. They're trash bags. The hardest material that's in there is probably going to be like a glass cup or a metal pan or, you know, something along those lines. Like, that doesn't make any sense. Obviously, I'm looking too deep into it, but it's trash bags on the side of the road used for cover for the Payday gang. Okay, interesting. Could have went a different route, seriously.
Happy accidents that happen during development is
Okay.
that we set up the zip lines in the game.
Okay.
And the way we have made it is that it's supposed to be very smooth to get in and out of the zip line.
Okay.
But as a consequence, then what happened was that if you had 2 zip lines in a row and you threw a bag on them, they could go from one zip line to the next, to the next, to the next. And of course, we saw this as, you know, a happy accident.
What are they referring to? I'm so
I
confused.
think my favorite.
Something about a zip line, you can put a bag on it and you can jump on it and that's not meant to happen or something? Or the bag keeps moving? Like, I didn't understand what he was referring to there. The only thing I have to say about the zip lines is you can become Spider-Man on the zip line. Like every 10 seconds. Not even 10 seconds, every 1 second you can like fucking recast the zip line. Like, it's kind of goofy.
Track from Payday 3 is currently the one from the Neo Credo. I
Really?
really liked the whole process of making it, and it was just a fun and different way for me to do things since I usually start at the computer and use the synthesizers. This time I was just messing around and
This guy seems like he's high as fuck.
this bass line came to me, and so I have a special place for it in my heart.
What is he referring to? The soundtrack of one of the songs? This one that we're hearing?
One of the weirdest and worst experiences I had from working on Payday 2 back in the day was
Yeah?
this recurring nightmare where I dreamt about everything that I interacted with, I had to place a drill on it. The worst part is that that nightmare came back to me during the development of Payday 3.
Hold on.
I
The background's fake again. Look at him. Look at his hair and shit. Look at him. That's not real.
had to place a drill on it. The worst part
There's
is
really nothing to break down.
that nightmare came back to me during the development of Payday 3.
It's just like a little goofy scene.
I had one actress commenting on one of the lines I wrote that was the favorite line she had ever recorded on any film or TV series or video game ever.
What?
And that line was, "I've never met a bagel I didn't like." It's such
A
a strange
bagel?
thing to say
What?
recorded on any film or TV series or video game ever.
Another
That
real,
line was,
not really
"I've
mentioning.
never met a bagel I didn't like."
Interesting.
Such a strange thing to say.
It's another thing that makes no sense to the video.
Give sort of a New York vibe to some of them. So these are meant to be sprinkled into the conversation.
They're mentioning the conversations and the NPCs making, you know, blah, 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 but none of the NPCs move mouths. None of the NPCs actually talk. They just play sounds. Nothing happens. No voice, no mouth moves or nothing. It's like, come on.
One key anecdote that I remember is when we were designing the characters for Payday 3, and I thought that the process when we were looking at
Deciding.
Robinson and his mask in particular was super interesting because there was a big interest in changing how his mask looks.
Why?
And there was a back and forth internally whether or not whether or not that was Payday, the right thing to do. And I know the Hoxton fans out there, they have a lot of love for the character, for the way he behaves, and especially his mask, of course. And I think the beautiful thing about that anecdote is that it could have gone into a completely different direction, the mask, but we decided together as a team to keep his original design, and of course paydify it for Payday 3, because time has gone since Payday 2 and Payday 3, and certainly something must have happened with both Hoxton, but also his mask and the gear and his expertise.
Okay, so they had a lot to say there, but basically they were thinking about changing Hoxton's mask, decided against it, gave him his mask back, maybe made some various changes, but if they would have changed his mask, obviously, as we mentioned before, you're changing, the looks of the characters, you're changing their facial features. You know what I mean? Like it don't feel like the same characters essentially. So if you were to change this man's mask, it wouldn't have helped, obviously. Interesting though. Nonetheless, still interesting.
I have a funny story. When I went to the cinemas before the COVID situation, there was a commercial, and they had the opening of that commercial is 4 people putting on a mask in a van dropping out of an airplane, and the 3 guys behind, like in front of me, was like, "Oh shit, Payday 3," but it was actually GTA 5.
What was actually GTA 5? What are they even referring to? I don't even understand what he was just saying.
The opening of that commercial is 4 people putting on a mask in a van.
What commercial is it referring to? Where there's people putting on like COVID masks in a van that fall out of an airplane or something. What did you just say?
Dropping out of an airplane.
Putting masks in a van and then falling out of an airplane. Okay.
And the 3 guys behind, like in front of me, was like, "Oh shit, Payday 3," but it was actually GTA 5.
So it was a commercial for GTA 5, I guess. Yeah, all right. Interesting.
One thing that I'm really proud of is getting the team together and pushing for a common goal, and everybody really stepping up and really feeling proud that everybody makes a difference in the audio team, and everybody that's been working on the audio of Payday 3 has done a tremendous job to finalize the project.
Okay, so he's just stating that they've worked really hard.
I am always interested in the new heists, see where we can go, and go a little bit further than we've done so far.
This guy's got a long neck.
But I'm also interested in getting feedback from the community. You start to end up in co-developing the game after post-release. Once you release it, you don't own it anymore. The players are kind of there and continue to develop it with us.
So as what he just mentioned is they've developed the game they want. Now it's left to the community of like 300 people to decide how the game goes from here. Like they could have had more of a plan. They had years to work on this. They could have had a plan. There should have been a plan.
Post-launch, I would probably want to see more stuff based on what the...
Dude, that guy's high as a motherfucker. Look at him.
We have a pretty solid foundation of heists and diverse objectives at the beginning, so...
Okay. Diverse objectives and a lot of heists. We have like 8 heists, and pretty much all the objectives are shared in between all the missions. So that statement, throw that out the window. Pretty much every mission shares like drilling, shares like going into these circles and standing there. Like, I don't know what he means by that statement. Let's see what else he has to say.
People will be able to pick what they want to see more of, less of what they want improved, and that'll probably give us a better idea of what future heists should look like.
Interesting. So at least he's acknowledging that what they have now is going to be picked apart by the community, and the community is going to tell them what they are wanting to see here. This still goes back on the statement that was just made. Like, they should have been with an idea and a way that they should have been wanting to create the game. They've had years to do it, but then this is what they're telling us. Oh, well, we start the game the way we wanted, but now we're going to go the route that the community wants. Like, what?
To have more opportunities when it comes to how we approach a heist and the outcomes of that experience. but also when it comes to the weapons, the gunplay, and how they engage in combat. We
I
already
can't
have
remember.
it on launch for you to explore, but
Okay. We already have a lot of guns to explore on launch. No, you guys don't. You guys had like 15 to 18 guns. Like even in the game right now, 15 to 18. Like that's not a lot of guns. With 15 to 18 guns only having like 6 to 5 mods apiece, and all those mods are shared amongst all the weapons, you guys don't have a lot. Like I hate to break it to
really
you.
hope that post-launch we can throw some additional, stones into the glass house and see what breaks and what makes it more fun and
So he's wanting to throw more stones at the glass house to see what breaks and see what doesn't. What he's referring to here is start releasing different weapons that might be more powerful, start releasing weapons that might be less powerful, start releasing things that, the game's gonna want to see, like LMG, maybe more shotgun. You know what I'm saying? That's what he's referring to here. Yes, that is a good choice, but it needs to be pressed like faster.
for you as a player.
Damn. And then preset weapons, we don't want those.
Do your best to break the game over your knee, within the confines of the game, of course. So please, obviously that's not so we can remove it, but so that we know how people are playing the game.
So he's wanting, as they've already mentioned, they're wanting people to break the game under the ways that it should be. Meaning like, oh, if you're playing the game and there's a groundbreaking glitch, like, tell us about it. That's what he's referring to here. He's wanting you guys to break the game so that they can fix that stuff. If there's like major speedrun glitches to get through a mission in like 10 seconds, like they want to fix that. That's not how it's meant to be. Obviously, every game creator pretty much says this.
So we know how to further build upon the game.
Same with progression and overall game economy, just
Okay.
because it's built like more mathematically. Play it, find.
Okay. So this guy is the currency developer, blah blah blah. And they're wanting to go for $1 million masks, 200 coin masks that are basically 100 million. If you go back just like a second, basically, you'll see $100 million guns. Like right here, more mathematically, $20 million for 3 mods on a gun, 10 million for 2 mods on a gun, 500 coins, which is like once again like 200 million or something goofy for like 3 mods on a gun. Not sure the currency guy's doing his job.
Find the different parts that either break or slow down, and we're always there to look and try and make things better.
Interesting.
We have this design philosophy where,
They had a
you
nice
play
edit there.
and you're pretty confident in what you're doing, and that leads to situations where you're always trying to steal more than what you're capable of. So things always go south, and that leads to super fun interactions where people die and they start yelling at each other and screaming and just running, and like that moment when shit really hits the fan. I'm really looking forward to that.
Okay, so what he's saying here is, once again, is that start of a heist, gonna be nice and easy, good, blah blah blah, how it already is in Payday 3. Once you start getting deeper into the heist, it's going to, once again, trigger the scripted dozers and blah blah blah, right? All that stuff's already laid out in stone already. We already know this stuff. Later into the mission, when you start having like no armor, no ammo bags, no health bags, like stuff like that, that's where the scenario that he just described is going to come into play. If you're taking too long on a mission, that's what happens. The current meta of Payday 3 is essentially bring armor bags, do the mission quickly so that you have armor bags still, and then the mission's easy. If you approach it the way that they're describing it, yes, you're gonna have a lot of chaos, and there's gonna be a lot of deaths and fails and blah blah blah. Yes, true.
With the launch of Payday 3,
It's already, it's already a thing in the game.
See how the community reacts to the new story of Payday 3.
He's wanting to see how the community reacts to the new story of Payday 3. The biggest issue that they have right now is that there's cutscenes that are slideshows rather than actual cutscenes with movable characters and audio. They went the easiest route.
How we're bringing them back, and also what kind of expectations they have going forward. What are they excited to see? Because this is only the beginning of Payday 3.
I hope
So big nothingness is what he said essentially.
much more generic things than specific features. But
but also like recognizing that we have made an effort, for example, to do stealth more interesting and so on. And
Stealth
also
is more
that
interesting.
we
Okay.
have created a new platform for us to build on.
What is the new platform? What is that new platform they're referring to? Stealth? Stealth is already a platform. Loud? Loud is already a platform. Is there like a mix between? What was he referring to? He didn't really say much.
I'm hoping that they can understand that they can still stay engaged and keep enjoying the game as a live service game for a long lifetime, basically, because this is how we've built the game to have a long tail. So I'm really hoping that it has the same longevity and the same engagement.
So he's wanted to have the same longevity as Payday 2 and the same engagement as Payday 2, but then they release a game with less content. They're drip feeding us content in the sense of like, here's 3 guns, here's 1 heist, and it's been like 7 months. Okay, well, where's the other 3 DLCs? Where's the other 3 DLCs? Where's the other 3 DLCs? Okay, alright. So if he's wanting a long life in the game, they should be pumping content. They should be dropping content. They should be dropping teasers for this content. They should be dropping a roadmap so that people understand what's going to happen. Yes, we know that they've released a roadmap, but this roadmap contains like ready up button and stuff that should have been there at the beginning of the game. Nothing that should be added. Like, we need heists, we need weapons, we need more customizability. Like there's a lot of stuff missing. And he wants that longevity in the game. That's all the stuff you're missing. Stop drip feeding the game, give us what we need.
I hope the Payday community will be able to just focus on having fun together with the existing content that we put out for launch.
Okay. So he's wanting, this is the statement he just said, he's wanting everyone to be happy with the content that they've released now. Don't complain about it, is essentially what he's saying.
And that they are primed to look forward to the future of Payday 3.
So be happy with what you've got now, because in the future there's going to be more Payday 3. But there's no real telling tale of how far in the future. But you have to remember that the first year of Payday is supposed to be 4 free DLCs for the Gold Edition players. We've got 1 DLC and it's coming up to September now. And so, you know, that's the kind of scope we're looking at right now. He's wanting everyone to be happy with the game that we have now. Don't be not happy about it, because in the future there's going to be more. That's what he's wanting to tell you.
Because the launch is only the beginning.
The launch is only the beginning. Yes, we all know that this is only the beginning, but there should be much, much more for the beginning.
I think right after release...
The game has been in development for years, since Border Crossing. That's like 2019. They've had so much time. Like, this is just, come on.
What we would like to see is just discussions around how to do the different heists in different ways. And
So he just wants to see people talk about how to do heists.
I can take advantage of these things to move.
So they're not wanting info to make their game better. They're wanting info about how you can complete heists. Okay.
Forward, and then we'll see. Also, I hope that they're gonna struggle on harder difficulties. Not everything is too easy.
Right. I mean, there's nothing really to break down there. You want people to struggle on high difficulties. It's straightforward.
What I want to say to
Straightforward.
our community is just, it's going to sound super cringe because I have a hard time articulating this, but essentially what I want to say is just a huge thank you for all the support. I mean, Starbreeze almost went bankrupt at some point, right? But thanks to the community and their support, we managed to rise again and continue to do what we love.
So basically saying thank you for supporting us, thank you for helping Starbreeze not close down, and the community really got us out of a sticky scenario. That's basically what he's saying here. Nothing really to break down, obviously, besides the when they went into bankruptcy and the community helped them get out. Was that referring to the border crossing scenario, I believe?
So
where they started releasing new content again?
Thank you, Tim.
For Payday 2? Like, people kind of got upset about it?
One last thing I could share with the community, it's just to say thank you.
Okay.
Thank you for your support these years. Thank you for making this happen, because we did not do this on our own. we did it together.
Right.
Yeah, and I mean it's fun. It's already it's fucking fun in the playtest right now.
So they're saying the game is fun in the playtest. How long did they playtest it? For an hour? Like, that's pretty much the amount of gameplay you get out of it. Not just the beta, the full game. You get about an hour's worth of gameplay.
And that is it, Heisters. We hope you've enjoyed the Developer Diary journey, and of
Yeah.
course, that you'll enjoy Payday 3.
Yes.
Let us know in the comments what you look forward to the most, or your general thoughts about the Developer Diaries themselves. If you'd read us,
Dev diaries are cool. You guys are giving us information that, you know, needs to be shown, but at the same time, there's not a whole lot of game information or game content.
speak with us live. We stream on Twitch, YouTube, and Steam twice per week, and you can find us in the Steam forums or the official Discord server.
And remember, Heisters, keep those helmets flying.
If I'm not mistaken, the whole thing that Elizabeth just said, yes, all that is true. You can find them in all these places, blah, blah, blah. But if you actually try and get a hold of these people, they don't answer. They just completely ignore you. I personally have tried to get a hold of, whatever her name was, Elizabeth, in the past when I had hit 1,000 subs on YouTube. I was wanting to do a giveaway. The giveaway was going to be centered around Payday 2. It was going to be masks, game, you know, blah, blah, blah. The whole 9 that you can, you know, give away. I gave a very formal professional message sent to Elizabeth, the community director or whatever. Ignored, not even looked at. Okay. But the statement they just gave us was just absurd. Saying that, but then actually not responding to a person? Content creator, a person for your game, community, whatever you want to call it. Pretty wild statement they dropped right there at the end. If you guys want to get a hold of us, join these places and get a hold of us. Okay, well, we have. You guys didn't answer. And then you can clearly see that the background's fake. You can just see it in dude's hair. You can see it in this dude's hair. The whole background's fake.
Favorite sound is the cat one. There's a cat that screams when things go loud.
Yeah, I think it's actually.
They're just referring to his nonsense.
Our senior sound designer.
Is he gonna appear in the credits?
Special thing.
I don't know, maybe. Additional voices. What's it called? Like salad? No.
Salad?
No, not salad.
Salad.
Something on S. Sasha, maybe? I don't know.
These guys are tripping on something, dude. Alright, well, thank you guys for watching. What are your guys' thoughts on my opinions? Obviously, it's my opinions, it's my thoughts, blah, 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 whatever you want to call it. Everyone has their own opinions. So what you guys think about this video? What do you guys think about Payday 3's actual launch? The game is out. All the content in the game is essentially still covered in this video. There's nothing new. So what do you guys think about all that? You let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you guys have a good one. Sub to me, comment, like, anything. Thank you.